Hello everybody, and this is part 2 of me going over my new art. Actually, as I said in the previous video, I had around 5 years of pause after I finished my academic art school, and now I am really passionate about going back to watercolors. So I showed you guys some of my art in the first video. There were some of the study still lifes and some landscapes. And today I'd like to continue and show you some of my more complex works. Actually, to see the difference of 2 years ago and now, this is the whole difference. So this was my art 2 years ago, and this is as my watercolors are right now. So as you can see, I use some of the other paints over here. The paper type is absolutely the same. And so that's the difference, because like here when I was painting, I actually didn't feel the paper as much as I did in here, but yeah, that's actually quite a big difference, I assume. Over here I tried the granulation effect of the paint I was working with by putting salt on top of my artwork, and actually that's how it turned out. So I think it turned out not that bad actually. Okay, this is not my art, that's from the frames. This is actually my art, and I think that I painted it about 2 years ago. So yep. Okay. And I actually want to show you right now. There was a sketch before. This is how I was starting this artwork, and this is how I finished it, because before starting on it, I actually felt like I really need to understand what colors to use and what the relationship between colors is, and actually that's how it turned out. So yeah, I would say that this is more of a study because I just completed this work in one evening, so it didn't take too much time. But yeah, it was a really nice practice for me to see how to make it from this to this. All right, this is also, these are some artworks that are actually framed already. And this is a cityscape that I completed during one of the master classes. Actually quite, like the master class was really interesting. It was from some artist whose name I don't remember actually, I'm so sorry. But if you're watching this, I really liked your master class and thank you so much for conducting it. This was another study that I completed actually, so it's already framed as well, but what I really liked about this artwork is that how fresh it is. It's actually all wet on wet, but it looks really unified, I guess. So I quite like it. It actually hangs on one of the walls in my apartment. This one was pain in the neck, actually, because to complete this painting probably took me around a week. But the difficult part is, my fatal mistake in here is that I decided to detailize absolutely everything. So that was a problem. I shouldn't have done it. And the other difficulty in here was that the light actually comes from the background. So I needed to make sure that I show this, and I needed to paint all the shadows, like in here, for example, and in here, and to show that some of the subject, like this apple, is actually in the shadow. So I needed to work with volume a lot in here, and with the flowers, I used Mesquite over here on the lightest parts, but I probably shouldn't have done it because it looks like I used gouache or acrylics on top of it, because the white color seems to be quite often here. Yep, this is the painting. This is one of the recent ones, but I would say that this is more of a study actually, because it didn't take me a really long time to complete. I really wanted to make it wet on wet, as for example here in the background and with the remaining flowers. So it didn't take me quite a long time to paint. But what I really like about it is the combination of wet on wet and dry on dry. So this was the artwork where I was trying to actually make this balance, and I think that it turned out to be quite nice. But the shadows here seem to be quite of the same color, so I'd like to, if I could, I'd like to make them more interesting. Unfortunately, watercolor is not the medium that forgives mistakes, so we have to be extremely careful with it. So, there's one more that I'm working on right now. This is actually the largest format that I've been working with, and I need to move it down a bit to show you the fullest. Yeah, I think that you can see it now. So yeah, here I painted wet and wet, and then I decided to add the shadows, and all the coloristic solutions wet and dry. So I think so far it's turning out to be okay. Actually, I just want to make sure that this tower is shown in the foreground, and that's what I'm doing actually. But in here, in this painting, actually, the most difficult part was building all of this and the initial drawing. The painting is not that big of a problem. But there is actually one more that I'd like to show. And just give me 1 second, I'll take off my phone from here. And I'd like to show you guys another over here. So that's another artwork that I was completing. This is Warsaw. And the difficult part in here was probably not the format. Actually, it was the coloristic solutions, especially here on this skyscraper. But if we compare two artworks, you will see that this one is just way larger. So it's huge, actually. This one is just much smaller. Yeah, and this is what it looks like. I actually decided to paint here in the shadows, or I shouldn't have. And over here, I really like the details and the tram stop and the tram itself. But you probably will see that in here, that's a bit different, because I just have a bit higher of detailization, because like I'm working on larger format in here. So this allows me for more detailization and to be more precise, But as well in here, I use Miskit, and you probably see that here on the wire, there's one, and in here on the street sign, and here as well. That will help me draw the cords and the wires outside, so that they are more clear to the viewer. All right, and these are some of my paintings, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. This is actually my second video on YouTube, so I'm really excited about this. Thanks for staying here, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.